Basement Horrors here, and as you can see, I am recording in my new set, and by set, I literally just mean a blanket that is strapped up in front of my window. But anyway, today I'm going to tell you one Hellhound story. So please enjoy. So I made this username solely for the purpose of sharing the story. I've been a touch and go Reddit lurker, and just came across this sub and wanted to share on my experience I had last summer. Sorry for the novel. I have a hard time being concise. For some backstory, my boyfriend and I just bought our first home in June on a lake about an hour northeast of Seattle. Aside from the lake community we're part of, there really isn't a large population around here. We're in between a few larger towns, but they're all about 20-minute drive from where we live. Our house is backed right up against the Cascade Mountains, and we're pretty much the last bit of population before the mountain begins. About 30 yards from our driveway is a dead-end road that turns off the main lake road and goes back into the woods a few miles. There are a few gated Forest Service and logging roads that branch off from this road. My boyfriend and I ride out on dirt bikes on these roads, and they themselves go on for miles, but there aren't really any other houses in this area except for a few that are on the main dead-end road. Before taking the dirt bikes up, I had walked around this road a few times exploring the area, and it always felt a little odd to me. My boyfriend has said things like, "road name," is even creepy during the broad daylight. It totally could have just been that it was very wooded in most spots, and therefore shaded, and the lack of houses that made it odd. But I stopped walking up this road for this reason. When we moved in, I was dog sitting my friend's pit bull Bella. She was about 70 pounds and was a totally fearless brat. She was kind of aggressive with other dogs, and even some people. I would walk her up the dead-end road pretty often while I had her, because there were hardly any houses and no traffic. One day, we were about 2 miles up the road, and had come to a small hill, onto a flat, treeless area where there was an old abandoned barn and a large field that the road cut through. There was tall grass on either side of the road. When we got to the area, Bella's tail went down, and she kept her head really low. She also started to look around and back behind us, just acting nervous, which was odd for her. As we were coming around a turn, about 100 yards in front of us was a logging road that went off the road and straight up a hill. It had a large gate just like this at the bottom to keep vehicles out. My boyfriend and I had put our dirt bikes under this gate before to go riding on the trails, so I know how tall it is. The top bar of the gate comes to my chest and I'm 5'5". What I saw still scares me to think about. Standing right in front of this huge gate was a huge black dog. It was standing broadside with its head low, and I'm almost positive it was looking towards us because I couldn't make out a snout or ears. I couldn't see a tail either, but it may have been lowered behind its hind legs. The shoulder of this thing was higher than the top bar of the gate because it was blocking part of the view. I stopped instantly and held Bella's harness so she couldn't advance towards anything and catch sight of this thing, because aggressive dog problems. I looked at this thing for probably 2 seconds total before turning back and hauling ass back up the road because I heard the thing growl. 100 yards away from it, and I heard the thing growling awful, almost hissing sounding growl. I was totally terrified at this point, and so was Bella. It was a long 2 miles back, and I couldn't stop looking over my shoulder, and Bella was also freaking out the whole time. The growling, massive black dog wasn't the only thing I was terrified of. I also had this awful feeling of fear and dread that came over me when I saw it. It was overwhelming, and I'd never felt something like it. Even in typing this and remembering the details was making me feel jumpy. It took me a long time to feel okay and safe in our new house, especially at night. Even now, I have a really hard time if I'm home alone. My boyfriend is 100% sure that I saw a black bear. I did not see a bear. I grew up in rural Pennsylvania and I've seen more black bears than he'll probably see in his entire life. This thing had long, skinny legs and deeply curved ribcage and belly similar to a Doberman. Wolves don't live in this area, and even if they did, they would have been an abnormally large skinny wolf. Now, in reading this sub, I've come across skinwalker and hellhound encounters. I'm pretty much lost shit when I read the similarities. I'm beginning to read more and more, and I'm convinced that what I saw wasn't a normal, natural thing. Thoughts? Edit. I drew this picture. I'm not an artist, but this is pretty damn close. Okay guys, so I think that story was pretty creepy. I mean, when you first think of it, not that creepy, right? But if you actually imagine yourself in the situation, seeing this giant dog, just really freaking creepy. Either way, whether you liked it or not, I do hope you had fun listening to me tell it. And I hope you like the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, comment. And if you're new here, or if you've been here since the very beginning, I would like you guys to start asking me questions in the comments, or on my email, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that I'll tell you in a minute. But I want you guys to start asking me questions for a Q&A. I'm not sure if it'll be a video Q&A like this, or if it'll be a live stream Q&A. I don't know yet, but I want to do a Q&A for you guys, because I haven't done one since I had like 800 subscribers. So I want to do one now. Maybe at about 1,500 subscribers I'll do it. But please, ask me your questions. And now I'll get on to telling you my social medias so you can reach me. My email is right here. You can, reach me about questions, or if you have any of your own personal horror stories of you or someone you know closely, you can tell me that on my email, or you can DM me on my Instagram, or on my Twitter, because I follow about everyone back. Or if you really want to, and you really should, because I always post updates, I always say when I'm recording, I always say when I'm recording, and it's just it'd be a lot more fun if you guys added me on Snapchat. Please, thank you. Also, you can check out my photography. I have my own photography Instagram right here. And then also there's this platform right here that I post my pictures on. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and until the next video, have a horrific day.